Hello, my little friends. We are going to start our handwriting without tears. All right, boys and girls, it is time to start our lessons of handwriting without tears. Go ahead and grab your Handwriting Without Tears book from your CVA bin. You will also need a pencil and your eraser. Let's begin. I don't want you doing any writing in your book until I tell you to do so. So for right now, I just want you to listen and watch. So here's our Handwriting Without Tears book. On the inside of the book is a message just for you. It says, "Dear student, this is your book. You will learn to write. You will learn numbers. You may color too." Jan Z. Olson, there she is. She's the author of the Handwriting Without Tears. The next pages on page 2 and page 3, see the page numbers down here at the bottom? These are all of the lessons that we are going to go through this school year. At the top are all of our capital letters and our numbers, what page number that they're all on. Here's our lowercase letters, and underneath there are the page numbers that they're on. Now notice that all of these letters go in what we call ABC order. However, when we are learning to write our letters, we are not going to go in ABC order. Instead, we're going to be doing capitals, and they have different ways of writing our capitals, like frog jump capitals, starting corner capitals, center starting capitals. And then we'll go into the lowercase letters. And we'll also be doing numbers. So before we get started, we are going to talk about how we need to sit at the table when we're doing handwriting without tears. When we're doing handwriting without tears, we need to make sure that we're sitting at a table, not on a couch, not on the chair, like in the living room, but at the kitchen table in a nice seat that you can sit with very nice posture. You want to make sure that your feet are on the floor. So even if you have to sit way up, at the end of your seat so your feet can sit on the floor, then that's what we're going to do. So we want to make sure that our feet are loose and we have a nice straight back. And what I want you to do is I want you to, when you're sitting up straight, you should be able to stomp your feet on the floor. So can you sit up real tall in your seat so that your feet are on the floor? And I want you to stomp, stomp, stomp your feet. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Stomp, stomp, stomp your feet. Good job. Now, some of you are learning to write with your right hand, and some of you are learning to write with your left hand. Either if you're writing with your left hand or your right hand, you want to make sure that you tilt the paper just a little bit so that your hand can gently glide across the paper when you write. Let's listen to a song about picking up our pencil. grip.
Ah, what a grip. It's tight enough so the pencil doesn't fall out of my hand and loose enough so that my fingers can move it. Best of all, I'm comfortable. It didn't develop naturally. I had to learn it. It took repetition and practice. Let me tell you about how I learned this grip. I used to have an awkward grip. I thought I was in control, but it was way too tight. Ouch! My aching knuckles! Then I tried the standard grip. I hold the pencil with my thumb and index finger. The pencil rests on my middle finger. I learned how to get my pencil in the correct position with the flip the pencil trick. Let me show you. Place the pencil on it.
Now, while we're learning how to pick up a pencil, I want you to put your pencil in front of you, and I want you to do exactly what he's telling you to do.
The table, pinch the pencil with your thumb and index finger. Lift it up and flip it around until the eraser points back towards your shoulder. Voila, the standard grip. I also did pencil pickups. I pick up my pencil, make sure I'm holding it correctly, and then I drop it. And then I pick it up again, make sure I'm holding it correctly, and then I drop it again. I did pencil pickups lots of times. I had fun with my new grip. I scribbled, wrote my name, practiced writing, and eventually it became my regular grip. What a grip. One more thing, we're all made differently. So if the standard grip doesn't work for you, then you can try an alternate grip. Here's one. Hold the pencil with the thumb and both the index and middle finger. The pencil rests on the ring finger. By the way, all these grips work for lefties too. Peace out.
All right, I want you to practice picking up your pencil until the song stops.
I'm picking up my pencil, look at me. Watch me hold it correctly. The thumb is always bent, pointer points to the tip. Tom and helps, he helps your pencil grip. He lets the pencil rest right on his side. The last two fingers tuck them in for a ride. Now I'm holding it just right, but not too tight. Every finger is doing it just right. Now you might have missed what I was showing you, so I'll drop it and do it again with you. Pick up your pencils. Check your neighbors. Do you have a bent thumb? How does pointer look? Get ready. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're picking up our pencils, watch and see. All our fingers are where they're supposed to be, 'cause we're picking up our pencils, and you'll see we can hold it correctly. The thumb is always bent, pointer points to the tip. Tom and always helps our pencil grip. He lets the pencil rest right on his side. The last two fingers tuck them in for a ride. Now we're holding it just right, but not too tight. Every finger is doing it just right. Now we should be so proud as proud can be. We can hold it correctly.
Good job. Did you practice picking up your pencil over and over again so that you had a nice grip? I hope so, because it's going to make holding a pencil and writing for a long time a lot easier. Next, we're going to talk about what the page is going to look like when we do handwriting. So you will see that beside each letter and on each letter, there's going to be a dot. And that dot tells us where we're going to start. You need to remember when we're writing letters, you need to write the letter following each step. And you've probably heard me say out loud, don't forget to bump the lines. That means your letter doesn't just float here between the lines. Instead, it bumps the middle line and the bottom line. When we have tall letters, the tall part of the letter where we go straight down is going to start above that middle line. But then you'll see that we have control of our pencil because we're able to still bump those lines. And look, some letters are what we call descending letters. You also want to make sure when you're writing words that you put the letters close together. If they're spread out really far, it's hard to read. So when we're going to learn to write, we're going to start with a capital letter is always how we start a sentence. And we always have a capital letter for our first name. So you start with a capital. You're going to write the word. You're going to put a space. I like to put a finger there and then start my next word. And at the end of our sentence, we need to stop it with either a period, a question mark, or explanation. Let's learn about double lines.
Hello, I'm Double Lines. Do you know that letters can be unruly, reckless creatures for new writers to control? Watch these guys battle over who's alpha letter, and you'll see how I help children keep them in order.
I'm the biggest, I'm the tallest, the best, numero uno.
You're not the tallest. I'm just as tall. Plus, I'm simple, classy, and elegant.
Shh, yeah, right. You can't get down like me. None of you go below the line.
Ha ha ha, give me a break. I'm tall and I've got my hump. Hey!
Well, guess what? I'm cute and I'm awesome. I'm the only one here who gets to be small.
I'm Alpha.
Now imagine how confusing it is for new writers to fit letters together when they're given all sorts of lined paper at school. 1 line, 3 lines, too many lines, dotted lines, no lines. I can help you write your letters correctly. My rules are simple. This is my baseline. This is my midline. The baseline guides placement, and the midline controls the size of letters. This is my top space. This is my middle space. This is my bottom space. Small letters fit in the middle space. Tall letters go in the top space. Descending letters go in the bottom space. Whoa, 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 whoa. You guys are nothing if we can't read you. Let's all try to work together. Let me help get you into position. Baseline guides placement. Okay, line up. Midline controls the size of letters. Small letters fit in the middle space. Tall letters go in the top space. Descending letters go in the bottom space. Perfect. You're set for success. Double lines help you learn how letters fit together. You'll make them the right size and put them in the right place. You'll be able to keep your letters in order no matter what type of lined paper you have.
On page 6 in your Handwriting Without Tears book, you will see all of the capital letters, all of the lowercase letters, and your numbers from 1 to 10. They go from 1 to 10 because all of these numbers are made up of 10 digits. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All other numbers are made up of just these numbers. You'll see on here that there's arrows. Those arrows tell us where our pencil should go. And the boxes help us keep control of our writing and tell us when to stop and then where to go next. And you'll see even the letters have arrows, meaning we start here, we go down, and then back up. With our capital letters, sometimes we start here in the middle and we go down, we touch the corner, we lift up, go back up here to the top, we go down, we lift up, and we cross the A. So sometimes you'll see making the letter A takes 3 steps. Each letter is a little different. Okay, we are almost done. When we write our name, notice that the first letter is a capital letter when we're writing our name. That capital letter is going to fit inside this box. You can look on page 6 to see how to start the first letter of your name. Then, in the middle and the bottom lines is where you are going to write the rest of the letters of your name. When you're doing that, look back here on page 6 and look to see what your letter should look like. When you're done writing your name, there we go, you're going to write it again. And this time, I want you to take your time and form each letter so that it looks wonderful. That is one thing about handwriting without tears. It is the time where you can write really slow so that you have control of your letters. Do you remember where we start our letters when we're writing? Do you remember? That's right. We start them at the top.
Where do you start your letter? Are you ready, guys? Yeah! Stand up. Hit it. Where do you start your letter at the top? Where do you start your letters at the top? If you want to start a letter, then you better remember to start at the top.
Yay! All right, now I want you to pick up your pencil. Okay, remember to hold your pencil the right way.
Ah, what a grip. It's tight enough so the pencil doesn't fall out of my hand, and
look
loose
at
enough
that
so
grip.
that my fingers can...
All right, I want you to hold that pencil in your hand, and I want you to write your name twice on page 7. Don't forget to look at page 6 to see how your letters should look. When you are done with today's lesson, I want you to take a picture of page 7, and I cannot wait to see your Handwriting Without Tears name.